What is a skill that takes less than an hour to learn, but makes you look like an absolute genius to others? Basic Excel formulas. People start treating you like the office wizard. Lookup, and pivot tables. Both ways of viewing data in Excel. If you can use both of these quickly on the fly, people who don't know them will think you are a wizard. Backing a trailer, especially at the boat ramp. Tying various types of knots. Picking a lock. You can get a cheap lock-picking kit on Amazon that comes with a transparent lock and some pick tools. Once you figure it out, it's ridiculously easy to pick most standard locks. Mentally calculating the day for any given date using Conway's Doomsday algorithm. Plenty of YouTube tutorials. Reading the manual first on whatever you are working on. Not genius, but damn, it makes your life much easier every once in a while. The NATO phonetic alphabet. Giving letters over the phone becomes much quicker. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. Knowing when to shut up. I learned how to make basic balloon animals and swords in an hour or two. Bless YouTube. And now all the kids at family parties love me. Replacing the capacitor on HVAC units. The Cracker Barrel Triangle Pegboard game. Keyboard commands. I'm left-handed, so the mouse is always backward on shared computers, and I learned then in order to not have to fumble around with my offhand, and they're so much faster. Lock picking. A basic master lock is pathetically easy to pick once you understand the basic concept, and opening one in front of someone in 15 seconds makes them think you are some criminal mastermind, lol. As a guy, learn to cook some simple and tasty dishes that you can reproduce whenever you need to. It's going to make an impression at some point. Takes max 1 hour per time that you practice. And as a bonus, every time you practice you have a nice meal. You can look up some basic origami. The detachable thumb trick, great for kids. I can catch flies with my hands that are bothering us when dining out, mostly mid-air, and yes, I sanitize my hands after. Using a mnemonic device to make it seem like you have a photographic memory. Spelling Rubik's Cube correctly. Handyman work, troubleshooting, replacing a ceiling fan, installing backing to drywall, replacing water cartridges in faucets, replacing mower blades, etc. My father looked like a wizard when he would work around the house and curse me for not paying attention because now my father-in-law has hired me to be a handyman. Little by little, I'm learning what I should have learned, but I tend to impress myself more often than not now with what I've done. It's insane how potentially simple a job is. 3 parts, a quick YouTube video, then applying what you learned. How to properly shuffle a deck of cards. The basic open-close move with a butterfly knife. The Heimlich maneuver, CPR. I was at a restaurant last week and some dude started choking. Another guy got up, administered the Heimlich, saved his life, and then quietly sat down and continued eating with the fam. Bro was definitely radiated major BDE after that without even saying a word. Brushing your teeth with your left hand. Lockpicking. It's honestly not hard to do. Most of our stuff in life is kept locked through roughly a single hour of inconvenient learning for a potential thief. You could probably learn certain alphabets in an hour. Korean for sure, maybe also Russian, Greek, and others. Within an hour of practice and learning basic principles, you can take your handwriting or signature from something that looks like the work of a schoolchild to something that makes people say, wow. I have all sorts of random skills, and this is the one by far that comes up the most often and gets the most comments. Memorize one song on the piano. It's not really the learning of the skill, it's the remembering the next time you need it. Geography, especially if you are talking to other people from the US public school system. Top comments are about knowing how to use Excel. This is legit late-stage dystopia. Changing a flat tire on your car. saying your alphabet backwards. Popping beer bottles with random things. Comments feels like coming from early 2000. Advanced Excel shortcuts. Lookup and index match. It takes 15 minutes on YouTube to understand how they work. Once you know them, you can stop using clumsy VLOOKUPs. Your coworkers will genuinely think you are an Excel wizard. Improve. It's surprisingly simple to pick up the basics and be able to do halfway decent scenes in less than an hour. Then it takes a lifetime to perfect, but you'll have a blast along the way. It's also not nearly as scary as most people assume, at least if you have the right people teaching it. Basic lock picking. The average off-the-rack master lock can be defeated in seconds with just a little practice. If you are handy, you can make a pick and tensioner out of an old wiper blade. Juggling and sadly driving a stick shift. Tap dance. After an hour of practice or so, you will stop falling in the sink. Mental math, especially percent and doubling times. Look up the rule of 72 can tell you percent return based on doubling times, or vice versa. Takes 5 mins to learn will blow minds for the rest of your life. Also converting fractions to decimals. Knowing what one has sixes in decimal format, or how many times 7 goes into 100, is insanely useful. If you can do these things, people will assume you're smart in general. Literally made my entire career kick off as a consultant, and I'm still riding off that to this day. Running a 3D printer. Pivot tables in Excel. People think you work magic with numbers. Knowing when to be silent. If you want to look like a genius to others, just hang out around idiots. There's nothing you can learn in an hour that's going to make you look like a genius to people who aren't idiots. Everyone's saying Excel spreadsheets, and here I was going to say tying a cherry stem knot with your tongue. Keyboard shortcuts to navigate. PPL will call you a hacker. Changing a light switch or a socket outlet. Properly using ratchet straps. Solving a Rubik's Cube very fast. It's actually super easy. Minding the business that pays you. Will take less than 5 minutes to learn. Solving a Rubik's Cube. You can learn just 4 sets of moves and solve it every time. Solving a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Excel pivot tables. Instant Office wizard. The art of competent internet, software, or knowledge searches. Give me 10 minutes, and I'll have a possible solution. Constantly asking the experienced person usually, not always, makes you look lazy or incompetent. Obviously it doesn't work in every time, but so many of my colleagues ask me about something, rather than go digging for the answer. Asking a colleague is a solution for me, only after I've spent 3-5 minutes looking for it, provided I know I could find it. Edit. This even extends to physical tasks and skills. Just try, damn it.